Hello, it's Randy Rhodes. Here's a clip from our show, and go to randyrhodes.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.
Mary had a little man.
The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe it. Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randy Rhodes Show. Turn up your mind.
How many people, man? Really? Ain't nobody gonna say no shit on this plane? You can't hear me? Donald Trump, baby! Oh. That's right, this man knows what's up. We got some Hillary bitches on here.
Oh.
Come on, baby. Trump. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, baby. Donald Trump is your president. Every goddamn one of you. If you don't like it, too bad.
Oh.
How many people, man?
Snake on a plane, everybody. Snake on a plane. Snake on a plane. Oh. This is what we're going to have to live with for the next at least 4 years. A redneck Kristallnacht every day, everywhere. Sore winners. Why are they such sore winners? Stop it! This guy over here, he was just banned from Delta Airlines for life. Good, because people like him need to fly Spirit, is what it is. You need to pay for everything on Spirit. Have you ever been on Spirit Airlines? Oh my God. Oh, it's the king of discount airlines. It's like, oh, you want to bring a bag with you? Okay, pay us. Oh, you want to have a little drink of water? Okay, pay us. I swear to God, they used to be the only airline that went from here to Costa Rica, and we used to have to fly them all the time. And it got to the point where I thought the safety briefing, they were going to charge us for like dinner and a floor show. Do you know what I mean? Like $3 for the water and $3 if you wanted to know the safety brief, like where your exits were. Do you know, I was like, no, I could live without it. I'm sort of an old aircraft mechanic. I know where they are. But yeah, this guy right there, banned for life from Delta Airlines. The shocking thing is they were going to Allentown, Pennsylvania from Atlanta. Did you know that they even had an airport in Allentown, Pennsylvania? No. Snake on a plane. Oh. How would you like to have the seat next to this guy for the whole freaking flight? I would rather sit next to two screaming conjoined twins. Do you know what I'm saying? As they were being unconjoined by Ben Carson. I would rather have that seat than sit next to I would rather be next to some guy trying to light his underwears on fire. I would rather sit next to a guy trying to light his shoe on fire. Oh, for Pete's sake, for the love of God, sit down and shut up, you won. Oh, how that hurts me to say. But it's true. They are just like such sore losers. And Trump is like, the sorest of the sore losers. You know why? You know the whole story with he went on a 14-tweet Twitter fit. And, last night he attacked Jeff Zeleny from, CNN. And he just can't stop attacking the press. He can't stop attacking people who didn't vote for him. He can't stop attacking everything and everybody. And he lies. So here is what we have. We have a president-elect. He's a POTUS. POTUS. So we have a POTUS who is using lying as a freaking strategy to dismantle this country so that it is unrecognizable. And how do we know this? Well, we know this because last night after attacking the press, okay, which is also part of the First Amendment for those of you who only know the Second. Last night, after he attacked Jeff Zeleny, because, Donald Trump is tweeting about how nobody has proved the negative. Nobody has proved that he wasn't the victim of voter fraud, but he doesn't want a recount or an audit to see if there was voter fraud. I can't keep up with this man. He's so twisted and so strange that it's frightening. Honest to God, this is scary. And it's not just being in mourning anymore. It's not just grieving because the majority of this country, and yes, the majority of this country that voted, the majority of the country didn't vote, but the majority of the country, well, I guess a slight majority did, but the majority of the country that did vote did not vote for him. In fact, today we know only 46% of the voters voted for him. That's hardly a mandate, and he knows it. There's nothing special about him, and he knows it. 2.1 million more voters voted for Hillary Clinton, and he knows it. So now he's lying as a strategy to give himself a mandate to take apart this country, meaning going after the free press, which only exists for political purposes. You know, the only reason why there's a free press is to stand up to tyrannical government. That's why they call the free press the Fourth Estate. And that's why the free press was protected in the very First Amendment, right along with your religious freedom, right along with your freedom to speak, right along with your freedom to assemble, is freedom of the press. Now, what's really interesting is that what Donald Trump is doing is no longer lying. We have now, well, we haven't now, we've downshifted a long time ago, 30 years of right-wing media, 30 years of right-wing radio, 20 years of right-wing, specifically crafted, factless news, calling themselves news, presenting themselves as news, complete with Chiron and news models. You know, I mean, very sick situation we have here. But now he's going after not just the press, but he's going after you. You and your right to speak. You and your right to burn a flag. This is the craziest, but you know, it's all connected. It all has to do with free speech, freedom of assembly, the ability to protest. This man who does not have a mandate, and he knows it. So what's really sick is he starts tweeting that he thinks that people who burn a flag, okay, never mind that it's upsetting. Okay, I love the flag. My father raised me loving the flag. My father, as you know, my father was a World War II vet, and you know how close to my heart that whole situation is. It's so close to my heart that I actually joined the Air Force, okay? But my father raised us where every Flag Day, not only do we have to fly the flag, but we had to do it properly. We couldn't let the flag touch the ground. We had to, fold the flag properly. We had to fly the flag properly. You know, you have to take the flag in when it rains. All these rules and stuff. I was raised with them. So the flag it's more than something I served under. I didn't serve for a flag. I'm glad our flag was still there. But I didn't serve for a flag. I served for freedom. I served for freedom. The flag is a symbol. And if you burn a flag, you're not burning freedom. You're burning a symbol, and it's your right to do so. The Supreme Court has decided that many times. That said, and I know how upsetting it is to certain people to desecrate a flag. My dad was one of them. My dad really, really cared about the handling, the flying, the presentation of the flag. You know, the only thing that's on my father's grave, I should show you. The only thing, I just don't want to show you my original name. You know what I mean? But because it's misspelled in Wikipedia, which is so trustworthy. But they won't let you correct your own stuff. But anyway, my father, on his grave, all it has is his name, a Jewish star, and World War II veteran. That's what it says. It doesn't say father. It doesn't say beloved husband. No, he didn't give a rat's ass about any of that. He cared about the fact that he was a veteran. Okay, this is what my father's life was about. It was all about liberating concentration camps. It was all about that. It was all about World War II. His entire identity was wrapped up in that war. And I mean, so that said, Donald Trump now tweets not only that he wants you arrested and fined and whatever for exercising your right to free speech, knowing that that is a very offensive thing to say. Sort of like the snake on the plane who said offensive things. He couldn't be arrested. Although I think he should. I mean, a plane is a different situation, isn't it? I mean, if that man wasn't a white man with a southern accent, but instead was, I don't know, if his first name was Ahmed, I think he might have been arrested right there at the gate. You know, they kicked him off the plane at the gate and then they let him back on, which is why people were so angry because they thought they got rid of him. And then all of a sudden they said, all right, you can go back, you can fly. And nobody wanted to sit next to this douche. Who could blame them, right? And so they wrote to Delta, and Delta finally, after a lot of pressure from the people that were on that plane, they said, all right, we'll ban him. He's not allowed to fly Delta anymore. But that's the worst that they could do, was a private company gets to say, he can't fly, he can't purchase a ticket from us. He can go anywhere he wants. He's free to move about the nation. He can, okay. But Donald Trump tweeted, and this is what is so frightening to me. This is what really, every morning, Howard and I have the same conversation every morning, because Howard reads the newspaper as I, go pour the coffee. And he gets to the paper before I do. And he sits there every morning and he reads the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times and a local paper. I mean, seriously, in my house, we read so many newspapers, it's crazy. Okay. And this is how we know what we know. It's just really not that much of a trick. It's called reading. It's fundamental to knowledge. And before I can, bring the coffee, he'll always say, oh my God. And he'll tell me something that just shakes you to the core. And you just say, this man is crazy. How can he be the president? And it's not because, you disagree with him, and it's not because he's a Republican, and it's not because, you think he's going to take us to war, although that has a good chunk to do with it for me. No, it's this guy doesn't understand the Constitution, and he is going to be able to appoint a Supreme Court justice, or maybe more than one. And it just sends chills down your spine. And then you hear you could drain the swamp. The water is rising in the swamp. The swamp is getting so filled up, it's amazing. The swamp's going to overflow. Elaine Chao, really? Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader's wife, is now going to be the Transportation Secretary. She had previously been the Labor Secretary. Then she was the Transportation Deputy Secretary. Now she's really? And they're going to vote on an infrastructure bill. Mitch McConnell's got to confirm his own wife. Seriously? And he won't recuse himself. So, you start the day. But then all of a sudden you downshift into, oh my God, Donald Trump wants to see people who burn the flag jailed or lose their citizenship. What the guy on the Delta plane would do a more coherent job of running this country than Donald Trump. That's what's so freaking frightening. The snake on a plane probably understands, at least the First and Second Amendment. Apparently, Donald Trump doesn't understand the First. Not a clue. For anyone who doesn't know, the Supreme Court long ago, and many times, including Antonin Scalia, ruled that burning the flag is constitutionally protected speech. That's why Idiot Boy's tweets are protected, even though he lies. And he lies as a strategy. The Supreme Court has also ruled that it is unconstitutional to take away someone's citizenship as a punishment. So if you look closely at Donald Trump's tweets, they're even more disconnected to reality than they at first appear. But you see, this is all in the same breath that he trashed a reporter from the New York Times. It all has to do with anyone protesting him. Here's how Fox News reported the flag burning. Then I'm going to tell you the story of why the flag was removed in the first place. Okay? But here's the breathless reporting from Fox News on the burning of this flag, which happened at a private college. A private college. Delta's a private business. This is a private business as well. Okay. Here's how they reported it, and then I'll tell you what the real story is. Hey, it's Fox and Friends.
Raise your flags, everybody. Raise them high in that air.
This stands for all the veterans around the whole nation. Everybody who fought for this flag. It's more than just a symbol.
I would die for this flag. I fought for this flag. I live for it.
1,000 veterans protesting a college's decision to remove the American flag from their campus. Hampshire College in Massachusetts lowering the flag to half-mast after President-elect Trump won the election, sparking some controversy. School officials claiming that the decision was a protest against reports of harassment and hate speech, not Mr. Trump.
Right.
Well, that flag was then found burned on Veterans Day, prompting officials to remove it indefinitely.
Symbol was raising the temperature of the controversy, that disagreement, and getting us away from the underlying values that we wanted to discuss.
Well, veterans at the rally say the school's decision is disrespectful to former and current military members.
Okay, that's how they reported it, that it was a protest against Donald Trump. Although under her breath, she said, well, it was really, something to do with the hate speech that, was scaring students. Like the snake on the plane, like that man right there, okay? And the truth of the matter is, okay, what the hell?
I would say of all the things that have happened during the course of my presidency.
Yeah, you got it. I turned the pot down, but you got the monitor.
Okay, so that man that you saw in the report at the end there, his name is Mr. Lash. He is the president of Amherst, of a private Massachusetts school in Amherst. Okay, it's Hampshire College, not Amherst. It's a Hampshire College, and he said, look, my father. See, he said my father was an Army officer in the Pacific during World War II. I became the president of this private university 6 years ago, and while I was not initially equipped to understand objections to the flag, teaching here or being the president at this private liberal arts college of 1,400 people is slowly teaching me to better understand the grievances. And here's his quote. He said, something that I've been learning about over 6 years, but I saw with incredible intensity after the election, was the genuineness and depth of the fear of people who have grown up with racism. He said, who look at the deaths on city streets and say that could have easily been me. He said, for me, the flag is still a very positive symbol, but I'm coming to be able to maintain both ideas in my heart and head at the same time. The reason why that flag was taken down had nothing to do with Donald Trump winning. It had to do with fear of retaliation at the school by Trump's, I don't want to call them alt-right, white supremacists who were, going crazy on college campuses, right? And writing Trump and keying cars and putting swastikas on lockers and doing all that. And so they put the flag at half-staff to mourn for the people who were victimized at college campuses by this kind of racism. That's why the flag was brought down to half-staff, okay? And it wasn't 1,000 people at the college that were protesting. It was 400 people. They were a veterans protest. It was Sunday afternoon, Hampshire College in Amherst. It was a peaceful demonstration of freedom. Yes, theirs. And they said they wanted to show solidarity and respect for the flag, which is fine. They did nothing wrong. The video that was taken by a guy named Derek Cloutier. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name right. He's a Marine veteran and he's a founder of New England Veterans Alliance. And he was the one that organized these 400 people to come to the protest, which is, you're allowed to protest, still now, I guess. Anyway, the students at Hampshire College lowered the flag to half-staff the day after the election in, quote, reaction to the toxic tone of the months-long election and the racist outcry after that they should leave, that black kids should leave, pack their bags, Muslims should go, it's time for you to go. This is what it was. Well, this man that actually organized the protest, he's a veteran who served in Fallujah in 2006. He said he initially found the college's decision to fly the flag at half-staff disturbing. But later, after he went to the campus and talked to other people, he said the protest was fun and patriotic. And after attending it, he thought more about the differing perspectives between the veterans and some of the students. He sort of got why but that's not the way it got reported on the Fox, right? Because it wasn't. I mean, it's faux news. And then Donald Trump tweets that if you do burn a flag, he would like to be able to take your citizenship away. What the?
Clear for takeoff.
Randy Rhoads Air Force. Air Force. RandyRhoads.com.
Go to randyrhoads.com for the whole thing and a podcast. Buy a stinking podcast.